Hello and welcome to Conflicts of Nations WW3. This is a world times 4 speed world and we've just started as Great Britain. So let's start to get going. First thing we're going to do is build barracks, army bases in every one of our home cities. Very quick to build on a world 4 times speed world. Now I'll give you updates every 24 hours real world, which is 4 game days. I'm going to go into research, build some infantry. Now, as a starting point, I also like to build combat recon vehicles. It gives you an edge for the first couple of days, especially as the UK, because they only start with 1. You do have a small military, so you need to use it wisely. Also, we're going to be looking at building ships and aircraft as quick as we can, mainly because we are an island and we need to defend ourselves. We've got quite a few entrances into our homeland provinces, so strong navy and air force is key. Next thing we're going to build is corvettes. Also going to upgrade, build local industry in places like this. Now, with you being the UK, like I said, you need a very strong navy. The only problem is, at the beginning, you have very little components. So the way to get around this is by building corvettes. Next, we're going to build arms industries. Now, at the start, I tend to just buy as much as I can from the marketplace. It's not the cheapest prices for certain materials, but you will find that you need them. And you can, in theory, save some of the stuff, save some supplies, save some money, etc., etc. But for me, I just prefer to spend as much as I possibly can, as quick as I can, and basically just live the game broke. So we're going to go for islands. So what I'll do is I'll move some troops over. Now, you don't want to just go in, if you're a new player, you don't want to go in with 2 or 4 units, because you will find that the 2 units with the defence buff absolutely mull you, and you might take it with 4, but you'll probably only have 1 unit left, and units are expensive on this game, so you don't want to just be wasting them. You want to try and keep them as alive as best you can. Now what I'll try and do is try and do a video every few hours, or every 24 hours in real world, so every 4 game days, and I'll show you the tips and the tricks to hopefully win or become a better player. Not really anything nice and worth taking, so we will take Ireland as quick as we possibly can. Now, strategically, you're in a good position. You've got Germany, France, and Spain, and just all of Europe in general. It's just usually a killing spree. So if you sit back, you wait, you play it smart, you go for the right targets, you can usually do fairly well. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether I want allies on this world, but they're definitely handy to have early on. You can also build, if you choose to, recruiting officers. Now, I some people take it serious, build them as one of the first things. They are quick to build, they're fairly cheap to build. But for me, I tend to hold off at first until I'm starting to struggle on troop manpower, just to save a bit of financial aid. Next thing I'm going to do is come onto here and we'll stock up on the cheaper supplies and the cheaper components. So we've got a bit of a stockpile on them. And start building some units. So looking at what I'll use. It'll just be like join me, etc, etc. Showing other players that have taken command of other nations. Normally, I'd say go for Iceland, but other than fuel, there's nothing strategically there worth holding. Unless you're thinking, I don't want anyone else to get it because it is close and other countries can set up a base of operations. So we might go for it eventually, but for now, just hit Ireland as quick as we can, take that out, secure our border. Hopefully get across to either Amsterdam or Brussels at some point. As you can see, like Germany's first thing he's building is recruiting officers. Nothing wrong with that, but again, I just prefer to wait some a bit lower on troops. I'm just now waiting for me to be able to build some combat recon vehicles, so I'll build them in Plymouth. I'll build one in London, and then hopefully be building one in Belfast. That'll give us 4 then, and that should be enough for the UK to get going. Just make sure I'm not missed anywhere where I can build anything else. Just help upgrade my economy. So again, we're pretty much lacking everything at the moment. We can obviously upgrade our arms industries and keep going that way, but it's probably better to conquer other countries as well, as quickly as we can, as efficiently as we can, with minimal losses, which is what we're going to try and do. There we go. We can now start building foxes. Let's get one there. Get one there. Right, and I will check in tomorrow to show you whereabouts we're up to.